Offensively, it'd be Sam Cosme. Defense would be Frankie Louvu, and on special teams, Nick Bloor. So just the energy Bloor's provided for us. Love the connection him and Revo and Walker and just, all these guys. Good special teams matchup on both sides. And Louvu, just the energy and toughness he brings. And Sam, man, is he improving and growing. The toughness would be line of scrimmage day. And then past that, what a cool day to honor Darryl Green and also to have the alumni homecoming game on the same weekend. A lot of his teammates, when you play for 20 years, that spans a few ball games. So a lot of guys will be here. So all that said, ready to get rocking with you guys and get started.
Brian Robinson, what do you anticipate for Sunday?
Yeah, Brian had a good week, and so everything's trending up. We'll take him through tomorrow and into the game and see what it looks like. But it was a hard miss, last week, and so it's good to see him trending in the right spots, and we'll see him make sure he recovers and all the stuff into tomorrow and into the game, John.
When you don't have him, what do you lose?
I think there's he helps shape part of our identity, honestly. And sometimes the closer on these short yardage and goal line runs, that's really where sometimes you feel Brian's energy and toughness come to life. Sometimes his 2-yard run is as good as the 22-yard run, and those are some things that he provides with us.
Dorrance, any sense what his availability?
Yeah, Dorrance will not make it up for this game, and worked hard to get there, but just not quite to the spot that we need him to be to let him play in his own style. So we'll see what next week looks like. But he had a good week, but not there yet, Ben. And same with Tyler Owens will be out as well.
So that said, obviously, to not have Dorrance, to not have John Allen, Devontae, who are some of the guys you're looking for to say, hey, that you're going to get some extra work, and we're going to need more from you here?
Yeah, and Johnny was one to go into that space. Sheldon Day would be another that would be into that spot. And I thought we'll decide as we're going in through tomorrow. But Jalen had a good week, his first week here, Holmes, and he's got good experience. Similar system in terms of the Jets, in terms of what they've done and how we play. So I was pleased to see the work, Ben, that he put in 3 days. And Adam and I will get together tonight and huddle up on some of the guys.
A little more general. What is the difference between zone read and read option?
I don't know. That's a good question. Zone read is an option to me, so that's kind of how I look at it. But I would say a regular option is usually like a quarterback under center that, he's reading an end or a tackle or an end of the line player. So those are kind of what I think of. But I think of the read play as an option play, so I coach it that way. So I kind of put them into the same bucket.
What makes Jaden so good at zone read?
I think it's a lot of things, and we've got quite honestly 3 quarterbacks that are really good at this. Like Marcus is world class at it, and so it goes in way deeper than just is he playing for the dive or keeping on the quarterback? Where's his shoulders? Where's his eyes looking? And so making the decisions with the ball in your hand based on a player is important, and they got to be quick, just like a route or an option route is the inside leverage, outside leverage. So if you're looking at an end-of-the-line player, how do I work with my eyes, hand off, keep it? So there's definitely an art to it, and it takes a lot of reps. And more often than not, different looks is what's best because you don't want to just pre-plan it. That's when you can get into trouble.
Good afternoon, Coach.
Good afternoon.
In your coaching history, when a team or when a coaching staff has such a heavy usage rate in like one formation or defensively maybe one approach to attacking opposing offenses, even though every week obviously opponents change, is there how much do you experience a coach that has such hard stripes kind of dug into the way they operate really changing from a week-to-week basis?
Yeah, it does make sense. I would say you don't generally see it like a wholesale change because a lot of the reps and identity that you want to be comes from that. Sometimes you may see, like, for instance, if a team was really hardcore run game, you might see a lot of play passes that come off of similar looks. Or if a team was really spread out, there's runs from being spread out as well. So I think more often than not, people look at like formations and say, this is something that we do a lot. And then what other variations come out of that formation as opposed to playing a whole new system. So in my experience, the people that have done that have played formations that are similar but run some different plays as opposed to like a entirely new way of doing things.
And then is there any type of sense of a danger element when you're facing a team that everybody on the outside basically says doesn't have a chance to pull off an upset this weekend?
Well, fortunately for us, we on the inside is where we're at, and absolutely going for it in terms of the things that we can improve on. And the guys have thrown a good week, and so like when we make, and not just Carolina or any opponent, our attention is on us. And I think I told you early in the week, there's a lot that we want to get better at. And I said, 7 weeks ago, would we beat the team we were in week 1? The answer was yes. And we expect a lot of improvement, over the next, month and a half as well. And we're going to dig and work really hard at that.
Hey, Coach. So what have you seen so far from the special teams unit? And what are you liking or needs improvement there for them?
Yeah, this is a really fun matchup, Candy, on the special teams side. They actually kick and return, almost in a similar fashion than we do. So I think what you'll see in this game will be probably more like a few weeks ago, Cleveland covering kicks, bringing them out, all that. So I think both teams have good special teams groups, veteran punters, guys that can work all the way through, good return game. So you're on it. This is the game within the game. Guys like Ballore and Walker and Reeves and J-Mac, Yankton, all the different ways we feature those guys. It's a big deal, and it'll be that way again this week.
And kind of pulling on that thread a little bit more, what are some of the strengths you've seen from the Carolina Panthers?
Yeah, I thought, number one, like a punter that can handle lots of stuff. So they're able to, he's got a big arsenal of different types of punts that he can hit. And so outside, inside, facing one way, going another, excellent field goal kicker who's been excellent over 50, who's got big stuff to hit. And then the punter can also throw it. He's got a lot of fakes, in his background. And so they just stress you because of the speed they play with. Love the energy that Tracy and his staff have brought, what you see from them. So it'll be a good matchup.
Coach, sometimes teams find themselves after a loss as opposed to wins. And last week you battled the Ravens tough. I mean, did you feel like this week you saw more of an uptick in the team that maybe we are pretty good, because you battled with the Ravens so well?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like our first heavyweight fight, and didn't come out like we wanted. But I felt in the locker room, a lot of people, we got to learn from this. And so then as the coach, you want to say, well, what did you see? And so what I saw on Tuesday was a lot of people in here getting right, doing their workouts, treatment, film study to get ahead on the next opponent. So we knew we needed to find another gear that we can get to, and we knew there was going to be lessons here for us, but we didn't take it much past that. Honestly, we said we missed the mark, but, there's a lot to grow from, and so that's really where we dug in on, and we really pushed it hard this week to find areas that we could improve upon. Spent a lot of time on third down, spent a lot of time in the run game, so those are the emphasis that we made, and I'm looking forward to seeing those things, make their way into the game. And when you emphasize it, then you want to go do it.
And then also just one last one. The Panthers, obviously, they're going through a lot right now, and but when you look at them on tape, are there things that jump out that they are doing well that maybe people don't talk about?
Yeah, for sure. I think one, they're a really good tackling team. And that shows just, the amount of missed tackles they had. I'm sure they're in the, top 4 or 5 or right around that space to go. I like their special teams group a lot, what they've added to it. I think from the running game, they've got good offensive line. Johnson at receiver and the size they have at receiver. So, I got a lot that I like about their club. They play with toughness and finish. So, this is a team that has, really talented guys in a lot of spots. And I think offensively, like I said, the running back, the offensive line, that's a tough group. And it shows, the way they run it. And if you look back, I think Hubbard might be number 2 or 3 right behind Derrick Henry in terms of, since the early part of the season, of guys who really get down. So, we're ready for the challenge. We're certainly expecting big-time fight, and they'll get one back from us. You guys good? Yeah. No, go ahead. You're not allowed to say with all due respect, and it's like Talladega Nights.
Obviously, next week going against the Bears and Caleb Williams, he was pretty projected to go to the Bears fairly early on in the process. And I know you guys did your due diligence and all that, but to what degree did you really kind of study him, and what stood out as you were going through the process of debating what you were going to do?
Yeah, I'll give you a quick answer now, and we'll go longer later. Fair enough? All right, quick answer, lots of work. and I enjoy it because it's important, to see where it goes through the process. It was really important to do the work on all the QBs, that would be into this group. So Adam and his staff really led the way on that, and I was fortunate to be able to, get to the workouts, get to the people, study the tape, but a lot on all of them. Good?
Specific question about.
Go ahead. I gotta let y'all go
I
first.
didn't realize. You haven't asked one. Go ahead.
No, I'll let the locals go first.
All right.
Okay.
It'll take all day if we don't.
What, what is the benefit for current players to have relationships with alums, and is that something that specifically you'll focus on this week?
It is, and I think it's really important to know where you want to go. It's important to know not just the history, but also people that have done it here. And sometimes it's specific to the area that you're at. And what's cool about an alumni weekend and seeing guys, like the bond that happens between ball players. And so many of these guys are closer than even family. They played together, covered kicks, played defense, offense, whatever that was. And you'll see them just step right back into that relationship that could have been from 5 years ago, 25 years ago. And so it's nice to be able to see, and some of these guys will be here tomorrow. And so I want our team to be around this group. There's incredibly high standards that have been set here before. And, certainly this team will make up its own identity, but you do want to know, what it's looked like before, and what's the one thing you could ask a guy that made a difference in your career. A question like that, can mean a lot.
Yeah, so this picture, what's it like being, back in the head seat as, the head coach of the Commanders? Second chance.
Yeah, why don't we do this? You guys, everybody else good? I'll spend a couple extra minutes with you, Letty, if you guys, anybody else good? All right, then I'll step out, and I know you got a big game with Howard coming up, homecoming, so we'll get you all squared away. All right, you guys good? All right, ready to break.